Man, I'm really enjoying that new Pentakill album from Riot Games. It is a real enjoy to listen to. So, welcome. This is the Stellar Division breakdown going into the playoffs. Once again, that update that I don't know if the websites, I don't know if it's an update on the API side or an update on the website side, but really hard to look back anything past 2 weeks. That 10 to 14 day range seems to be that cutoff point. So some of these teams who haven't played this week's match and last week's maybe played it earlier aren't going to have any teams. This is the Stellar Division where the title for this division is EU versus Men's Warehouse. Who's got more ties? Because this division is all about the ties, and we'll see that going through the teams here. So let's swap it over and start the breakdown. So up first is actually going to be the only team in the division without a tie, Crimson Hellkites. These are a fun bunch of dudes to play with, and I enjoy watching them. Too bad they haven't had a match that I could discuss. So they're also the only team with 3 matches in the history on the Vantage website. So I'm not sure if that's up to date or not. There's probably missing a couple matches in there as well, so maybe some schedule conflicts, or it's just not quite up to date. So I wish I had more information about these guys, other than it's fun to watch them play and to cast them, and I've flex queued with a bunch of these guys as well, so look out for more from them. Kind of the same thing with I called them when I casted them earlier this season, I'm Yordles. It's actually a play on I'm Immortals. So it's Immortals. Instead of Immortals, it's Immortals. I'm probably going to butcher that again, but I was corrected last time, so I just want to make sure I got it correct this time. Matt Brew is another one of those flex players, or 2 division players, so support here. So I put the Bard on here because he's also on the Supernova division bands. But just like Crimson Hellkites, no matches in the history, so can't really discuss about them. But once again, the Google Doc sheet will be in the link below and the link over on the side. So don't forget about that. So I should probably actually post that. Oop. After that is going to I'll do that here in a minute. After that is going to be Roses and Thorns. Now, this team I found a match, but in the match that they played, only the Prophet was the only person who played his role. TSM Pink Rose also played, but he played top lane, and they used 3 subs. So, considering that, 60% of the team wasn't there, I didn't feel comfortable enough putting the statistics for the teams on there, or the positions, because when 4 of the 8 people or 4 of the 5 people aren't playing in that position, it's kind of a bummer. That we can do the best with scheduling that we can, but that is where that is. I did put in the Prophet's statistics, though, as he did get to play 2 games in, so those are his informations. You can update them if you want. After that, we're going to get starting into some actual matches. This is Wannabe Banditos. I have casted, I think, the most of their matches. Not most of the matches I've casted have been of this team so far this season. Our schedules just seem to line up right in line, so I've been casting them a bunch. We got Ziggy, another one of those two division players here. This is division he plays support, and he gets put on like Hook Champions, Thresh, Blitzcrank. Those have been banned against him, and he does a lot of roaming early. He does a lot of ganks with the support Vance, or I don't know. I call him Vance because I don't know how to say his name backwards. And they've gotten like multiple skirmishes, and they just keep fighting. There's some of the more entertaining matches, and they don't stop fighting. They just keep fighting. And it's really great to watch them play. Last Train the Busan has done a really good job when Ziggy leaves lane and just trying the CS from afar. We got easy wave clear champions, Caitlyn. So in that regards, Thad the Destroyer. on just some mid lane mage controls, and Bien Lion will power up on a bunch of fighters up there. Although the one match I did find is where they got 2-0'd, but as you can see, they still were able to take, almost, they took like, 4.5 towers there. They got some dragon. They got at least one dragon in each game. Decent ward coverage, especially with considering Ziggy's out roaming around. Wards are being placed, the gold there, and the games do seem to last a little bit. So I think if they keep up that roaming and early pressure and that ganking and that just constant fighting early on, they can maybe get some more snowballs. To beat them specifically, don't get caught out and play safe, play smart, win game. One of my little sayings that I like to use. So jump over to Bronze 5 Age. This is another one of the teams towards the top of the ladder, and they also, what I say, everyone's got ties in this division. So up top is the Ward Turtle, another one of the flex people. And the website has Alson, Reztip, and AD Carry and Butterfreelo in jungle, but they've swapped in the matches that I saw. And I was you're going to see a noticing trend here in this division of the supports with the hooks being banned. We got Blitzcrank, and I think Psychopath's most played in solo queue is Thresh. So hook champions being very popular with the supports down in this division. They're playmakers. They want to get involved. They want to set their AD carry ahead. As we look here, the AD carry, Butterfreelo, the most AP damage coming out of any AD carry we've seen so far. The Corki and the Ziggs are really heavy on the AP damage, and then he trades that off with Draven, who's one of the most AD heavy but snowbally AD carries down in the bot lane. As for Shadow, we have the Ahri and the Vel'Koz, just a lot of control there, and Alsip on the Wukong Maokai Nocturne. So very impactful ultimates coming out of the jungle. This team likes to do kind of like a 4-1 comp, and they want Ward Turtle to just run wild. He does 1v1 duelists, Fiora, like Renekton, Camille, Yasuo, you see him there. And to beat them, you either make sure that Ward Turtle doesn't get off the ground, he doesn't breathe, he's kept down the entire time, or you punish the other 4 in however you want to do, map movements or just straight up team fights, that type of analysis. For this team, though, if they do get top running wild, they are really hard to stop. They spread out the enemy because they make you focusing on multiple objectives at the same time. They're looking at taking towers and dragons. They even doing barons even in their losses. So they're kind of all over the map, but that's usually the group of 4 and the one there. I've actually seen one of their games, a really good teleport flank by Ward Turtle as well. So he's not just a solo split pusher. He will teleport into the team fights, but as long as he has that advantage going for him. Last but not least, we got Disadvantaged Leaguers. This team coming up. Another flex person here, Evia's Bay, coming up. He has actually run the new Urgot twice already this past week. So really good to see that. I kind of want to go back and see if they got any VODs or anything of that match, because I kind of want to see how he played it. Not familiar with the new Urgot. I have seen him either get like 20 kills a game or die 20 times. That's just kind of the play style of new champions coming out. As for the rest of the team here, the Rajay of TFJ, Rajit of J, I'm going to absolutely mispronounce the name. Sorry, man. Tank junglers, CC junglers coming out. A lot of war more in this division. Also, there are a bunch of Nocturne games that we've seen coming out of this division as well. So Nocturne is kind of one of those meta jungle picks for this division. 3 or 4 teams have run him. But this team's really good at one thing. And the thing they're really good at is getting to towers and taking them. Because Death by Cows is a Caitlyn player, Tristana player. You have Switchy, who will play Corki in the mid lane, and their goal is to usually get towards or around a tower and start sieging it. And once the siege has started, it's really hard to get stopping, and there's a reason why they're sitting at the top of the leaderboard, is because they're very good at this. They have some type of peeling CC supports here. Avant-Garde really good at setting up his team in that aspect, along with warding, his ability to set up the, going into the tower, taking, setting around it, and see if they come in and engage. If they engage upon, you really don't want to engage upon a Thresh or Morgana or Leona. Also, if someone oversteps their bounds, those champions can also reach out and pick something, pick a champion. So a lot of these players have played a few seasons together as well, not quite as much as up in the Galactic Division, the Don't Ban Rumble, but they're on the same path upwards, trending upwards, that Don't Ban Rumble did. Think basically their team, but down here in this division. So really good to see them. They've put out a couple wins. This team, though, slow game times, because they do kind of rely on the dual AD carries or the sieging comp. They want to get their AD carry to 3 items before they really go in it. So if you can do a much faster tempo, like I think it's the Banditos. So yeah, if you want to do the Banditos and just start ganking and putting pressure across the map and lots of fight skirmishes, this is something you need to do against this team before they can siege in towers, because once they start to hook into towers, they will start to show them apart, because you see a lot of their wins, they are the highest tower taking team. Also, they had the most games played so far on this patch that we can look up. This division is extremely intense. All of the teams, I think, mathematically can still make the playoffs, except for maybe the Crimson Hellkites. I think they are slightly out of it. But anyone from top down to 5th place right now can make the playoffs and can finish relatively within any position. Disadvantaged leaguers are pretty much secure in the playoffs, but they can drop, I think, as low as 3rd. Maybe 2nd. Depends on how the tiebreaker system works with this league. So, really excited to see this one. This is the team probably gets the most stream time so far, because they do have 6 teams who play on, like I said, easy nights for me to cast that I've done. Probably the reason why I've done a lot of the Banditos. We're just going to kind of end it off here, and the link will be here in the chat here in just a moment. We will also kind of break down the next division later on this evening, hopefully the Hilo division. This was the Stellar division, where ties are the most popular thing around, just like in EU and Men's Warehouse. I guarantee it.